it's really important that I remind you all that when things aren't going very well in this save, it is my job to be Mr. Negative Grumpy Man, and your lot's job to tell me I'm being silly. Don't order the amount of people yesterday telling me to quit. Time to move on from Hamilton. We got into Europe in our first season. It was our highest ever league position the year before. Yes, we've got no money to spend, but goodness me, we've got a chance of challenging for a European spot again. We've got to at least do a second season, haven't we? Hello and welcome to Season 8, Part 3 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Dundee United, then away against Celtic in the SPL. Since you were last with me, it goes from bad to worse. So many of you said yesterday, why am I not changing my tactics mid-game? You think the Standard Liège and the Rangers games were bad. We were 4-2 up at half-time in this game. We were still in the lead with 77 minutes on the clock, and we lost 6-4 against Hearts, who aren't even that good. We finished above them last year. We've also been knocked out of the Betfred Cup, which we won last year by Queen's Park. We have beaten Park Thistle, and we've won a confidence-boosting friendly against Slamanan, which I picked that one purely for the name because I liked it. We have, don't worry, there's panic buys. Panic-free transfers, because it's all we could do. As you can see, quite a few new names on there since you were last with me. We've signed Marcus McGuan, don't know. 24-year-old English central midfielder, 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability. He's been playing for Charlton, former Arsenal youth player, played a full season in the Championship last year. That's got to be a good thing. And most importantly of all, he's a ball-winning midfielder. We finally have a ball-winning midfielder. He's not fit yet, but we have a ball-winning midfielder. We've also signed an attacking midfielder, Matt Smith. 23-year-old Welshman, 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. He comes in from Cardiff on a free transfer, where he's been playing in League One for the last few years. He's a former Manchester City youth player, and he's not as good as Hamilton or Logan as an attacking midfielder. But I'm panic buying, remember? Don't forget, it's panic buys. They're not supposed to be any good. Andreu Fontes. 33-year-old Spanish centre-back / central midfielder. Don't worry, he's not good enough to play there in either of those positions for us, so it doesn't really matter. We've signed him for his experience. He's a former Barcelona B-team player. Has also been at Celta Vigo, is that who that is? He's played for West Brom in the Premier League, who signed him for £9 million, I'll have you know. He's played for Fulham, who brought him in the Championship, and he's had a season of not playing for them in the Premier League last year before being released and turning up here. He's not as good as McIntosh or Jackson, or barely any better than James Chester, and if we look at him as a midfielder, nope, never gonna happen. And then lastly, Roberto Inglesi, a 31-year-old Italian striker who primarily is a target man, which we don't play with, but he can also be a poacher, advanced forward, defensive forward, deep line forward. We've got options. He's got quite pretty looking stats. 3-star current ability, 3-star potential. Obviously, he's an old man. We don't worry about potential. He was at Hearts last year and scored a goal every other game for them in this very league. Previously played for Chievo and loads of other Italian teams. Pescara, that's one of the other teams I applied for before I ended up at Hamilton. There you go. Fun fact, non-league to legend. Similar to most of the other panic buys, he's not really good enough to get in our team. But it wouldn't be a panic buy if he was. So this is the team that we're going to be putting out today in the first of our two games, this one at home against Dundee United. So we've got new boy, João Virginia, is going to be making his debut in goal, because why on earth not? Harfield, Jackson, McIntosh and Hendry have been our first choice back four for about 6 months. They will continue to be exactly that. Quilty, Doherty and Hamilton make up the midfield. Then we've got Logan in behind a front two. There isn't those two ones we've just looked at. Knox and Burkhart, who are supposedly the best players at the club. Of course it's not them. It's also not the new boy, who doesn't even make it onto the bench. Oh no, we've got Peter McNulty, who's in for a reason, because he's got 5 goals in 5 games. He's exploded onto the scene since you were last with me. 5 goals in 4 SPL games, averaging a 7.95. I can't remember how he got his break in the team. He was here all last year and we barely played him, but he's scoring goals, so he stays in. Ryan Hardy is nagging for a move away, so I've said I'll give him a start. I don't want to start him against Celtic. To be fair to him, he's averaging 8.28 over his last 5 games. Yes, they expand back into last season, but that kind of form deserves a start. We'll see how he gets on. If he's not doing very well, Knox and or Burkhart can come on when they're needed, but hopefully McNulty will keep up the excellent form that he's been in while you lot have been off going about your own business while I've been playing on my own when no one wanted to watch, eh? Right. Oh, we're in the blue away kit. I do like the blue away kit. See, I'm feeling really positive about this today, despite the fact our season is basically already in tatters. We're in the bottom half of the table. We're already 6 points off the top. We're already out of Europe. We're already out of the Betfred Cup. But I don't know. I feel more positive about it today. I don't know if it's because part of me, there you go, 1-0 up. Part of me is thinking we probably won't see the season out at Hamilton. Those of you who were saying yesterday, I know we've jested at the start of today's episode about negativity and whatnot, but it's cliche bingo time. I think probably last season, I know it was our first season here, but that probably was taking Hamilton as far as they can go. Our highest ever league position, I checked. Getting into Europe for, maybe the 3rd time in the club's history. Winning the Betfred Cup. Let's not forget we won a trophy as well. Blowing £6 million and putting the club seriously into debt. They let me do it. It wasn't my fault. We're never going to have a season that good again for as long as I'm here. The longer I stay now, it's that law of diminishing returns. The longer I stay at the club, the lower my stock is going to fall. So I probably need to jump ship to a club somewhere else, different country, maybe not England, maybe try somewhere different again. But while they've still got the whole highest ever league position, because that's 2 years in a row we've done a highest ever league position for the club we were at. Southend, that was the highest ever league position when we finished 9th there. 4th for Hamilton last year is the highest ever league position. So if you look back at our last 4 years, we've got winning League 2, winning League 1, highest ever league position at Southend, highest ever league position at Hamilton, plus the Betfred Cup, plus qualifying for Europe. I'm constantly on the rise, improving every season. This year, not so much. Knocked out of Europe straight away. The only way we can continue that trajectory that we're on is to qualify for the Champions League, and we're kind of already in the process of blowing that with some really awful results early on. Now, we could have a run of really good form, but we probably won't because things like that keep happening. So I'm thinking probably before the January transfer window, we start looking to see who's getting sacked in the big European leagues and plan to make a move. The big Scottish mansion might be sold. And if it's not, the other suggestion that people have given me, which I quite like the sound of, is once we really have messed up any prospect of doing well this season, just spend the season experimenting with learning to play counter-attacking football. Not week in, week out, but when we're playing against the likes of Rangers and Celtic, just go there and defend, or at least counter, and just learn to do that. Have a second string to my bow, because we are a bit of a one-trick pony. I love these cliches. I'm throwing them at you today, but we don't have a backup plan. That's a cliche, isn't it? Yeah. And we probably should get one of those. Smith shouldn't play him where I've just brought him on to play. He should be up where Logan is. Logan can then drop back. Hamilton can go across there. We've done this substitution once before already. But what we need to be doing is winning this football match. So Knox is on, up with McNulty. They've looked good together the couple of times they've played together, and Knox is in behind here. Can he pick up what could have been a winning goal? He can't, but he forces a corner. It's Logan to take the corner, and it doesn't even beat the first man. That, by any definition, is a poor corner. Right, final change. We're going to take off McNulty, who's been rubbish. He's obviously afraid of you lot. Burkhart can come on, and we have got the official first choice strike partnership on for at least the last 10 minutes of the game. That's surely our cue to go and grab a winning goal. Hendry gets the cross in. Burkhart's there and forces a good save out of the Dundee United goalkeeper, and we have another corner. It's with Logan again. This time it does beat the first man, but not the goalkeeper. We are running out of time to grab a winner in this game, and that's a problem. These are just like the Hearts game. These are games we should be winning, and we're just not at the moment, and that's poor from Logan. And that was probably our last chance of the game. And there you go. There's your full-time whistle. Another disappointing result. And now we've got to go and play Celtic. Right, we'll call this segment of the video, "This is why Kev doesn't try and do defensive stuff," because I don't really know how to do it. I've never done it successfully. I'm having a go at this. We're away against Celtic. We're in poor form. Why not give it a try? So we're going to a 4-4-2, I guess. Maybe we should be dropping another striker back and making it even more defensive. That just seems like it's going too far. So we're doing a 4-4-2. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to work. We've never done it before. We've not even been training it. I've just put this in place now. I've gone to defensive mentality, flexible shape, taken off all team instructions, stuck on stick to positions just to try and make us 2 banks of 4. Cliche bingo. So we've got Virginia in goal, a back 4 of Harfield as a defensive fullback. No, a fullback on defensive. Jackson, McIntosh and then Hendry supporting, just to try and break down the lines a little bit. Cliche bingo. Mark your cards. And then in midfield, we've got Hamilton as a winger on attack, just to try and offer some support up to the front two, who are going to be very isolated in this system. Quilty as a ball-winning midfielder on defend. Logan as a box-to-box midfielder on support. And good old Matty Cash returns to the team as a wide playmaker on support. And then McNulty and Hardy are just going to do what they did in the last game, i.e. not really get in the game or be a goal threat. But why not keep playing them? I don't know who to drop, really. There you go. Fontestasos. He gets to come on the bench. Any team? Yeah, I don't know who he is. Don't care who he is. We're just going here to defend. I've not done this for a long, long time. I feel really uncomfortable going into a game just trying to defend. I know I'm not really capable of doing it. I certainly don't know at what point you stop defending after you concede a goal, because obviously we're not going to score a goal with a system like this. But once we're 1-0 down, do we stop defending straight away or do we keep defending? I don't really know what the protocol is. I know there's stuff I could read about it, but to be honest, I'm not that interested in learning how to do defensive football. I don't enjoy it. I would rather lose 6-4 like we did against Hearts than lose 1-0, because at least it was entertaining, at least we had a go. I want to go, when we get beaten, I like to go down swinging and know we've given ourselves a chance of winning the game. There you go. Perfect example. If we carry on playing as we are, we cannot get any points out of this game because we will not score a goal. So we are 100% we will lose the match if we carry on defending now. If we go attacking now, there's a small chance we might score, they don't score anymore, and we at least get a point out of the match. More often than not, we'll go on to lose 5-0, but sometimes we'll win 1-0, or it'll be a 1-1 draw, or 2-1, or whatever it might be. So looking at it mathematically, it's better to have, 10% of 3 points. So 1 in 10 times we'll come back and we'll win the game by going to our normal system, than 100% of no points. At least on... And that's the way I look at it. In fact, we're going attacking now because I cannot see a logical reason for not going attacking now. And that might just be that I just don't understand how football works. And if that's the case, then so be it. But I just want to go out there, attack them, see if we get back into the game. If we do, good. If we lose, we were supposed to lose. It doesn't matter. And yeah, I know it means we're a little bit of a no plan B, cliche bingo, bit of a no plan B outfit, but who cares? Plan A is so much fun, we don't need a plan B. And when plan A stops working, we'll go and get a new job. We live in a massive Scottish mansion, for goodness sake. There you go, look, we're 25 minutes into the second half. We've conceded more goals when we were defending so far than we have attacking. So there you go. That's why defending doesn't work. I tried it for a half. It caused us to concede a goal. We were no goal threat. We still haven't had a shot on target because they were like, look at all that possession we've had. That's mental. I guess that's because we were just sat behind the ball, keeping the ball, presumably, which kind of isn't what I was set up trying to do. Lewis Vaughan scores again because he always does. We've done no worse attacking than we did when we were defending. So, again, at this point, there's no logical reason to be defending now because we're 2-0 down. Defending gets us nowhere. If we're attacking, we might score 2 goals. We probably won't, but we might. It was probably really broken logic. And please let me know down in the comments why what I'm saying is wrong. But for me, and it applies to all these games that we've lost recently, the Hearts game, I don't know. When we're 4-2 up, should we defend? Because every time I defend, I concede goals. Sometimes when we attack, we don't concede goals. So to me, it just keep attacking. What's the worst that can happen? We lose a game. So what? We'll win one eventually. We're obviously not going to win this one, but it's Celtic. We're supposed to lose. We're down in 8th place after 7 games. We've been absolutely battered today using 2 different systems. I can hear the phone-ins now in my head. Chapman running out of ideas. Kev out, Kev out. I'm going to end up at a League 2 club or something, aren't I? Because I'm going to get sacked by Hamilton. That's the bit of the career development plan I didn't think of. What happens when we get fired from this mid-table SPL club? That doesn't look good on the CV. We need to jump before I'm pushed. I don't think there's many places to jump to at the moment. I had a little look a few games ago. Let's have another look now. We could go to Longford in the Irish Premier Division. That doesn't feel like a step up to me. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.